find discounts with Verizon, Sprint, AT&T, and things of that nature. Ways to save way more than $50 a month. You guys follow me? So when people understand this, the law firms help them, it's saved their lives, and they're saving more money than what it costs their member perks. People love this thing. You follow me? People keep this thing forever. So how do we make money? All right, so you're never going to see a LegalShield commercial. Never. There's no reason to put money in commercials. We don't watch them. We have DVRs. We 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 skip on YouTube. You know, we subscribe to Pandora and Hulu and Netflix. So we don't have to watch commercials. Y'all follow me? I can't be marketed to. I pay $15 a month for YouTube, $10 a month for Netflix. You know, I don't get any advertisements. I pay money to keep the advertisements away. So LegalShield is never going to do an advertisement. It's only us telling people. All right, that's the only way. So let's look at some word of mouth companies. Netflix never had commercials. All right, 100 million people subscribe, $10 a month. The reason why they got to that is because you told your friend, they told their friend, and they told their friend, and that's exactly how word of mouth grows. All right, Facebook did the same thing, right? Facebook didn't pay us to tell our friends to get on Facebook, and now there's 2 billion people on Facebook. Okay, how does that happen? Isn't that crazy? Uber. All right, so if you shared a ride with Uber, you got credits. Anybody ever shared a ride and got Uber credits? They didn't pay in cash. But another interesting thing about Uber, like I said earlier, you can literally sign up and drive. You can sign up today, get your background check approved tomorrow, and start driving for Uber and Lyft. All right, if you can recruit a driver to Lyft. Did you know that? You can recruit a driver to Lyft and make money off them the first 50 days every time they drive. So this isn't a crazy idea, guys. This is something that's happening all over the world. So LegalShield says we're going to do the same thing these word of mouth companies did. All right, Snapchat and Instagram don't have any commercials. Why does everybody have it? It's crazy, right? Because everybody told everybody. So that's how we do things here. So here's a couple ways to get paid. Number one, the work that you do, you can get paid. Pretty cool stuff. And here's the thing. If you do this really well, you're going to attract people. You're going to become a human magnet. When people find out you're making an extra $500 a month, $1,200 a month with LegalShield, all right? And when you do, they're going to want to join and share this with people because it makes stupid sense, right? So overrides is something common in real estate and in insurance, all right? That's what we do here. So anytime, if you recruit someone, anytime they go and protect a family with this, they're going to get a big chunk of money. But you're going to get a small chunk of money because you helped to direct that. You follow me? So, third way we get paid is residuals. All right, I'll explain this in a minute. This is all you have to understand. Residual means you get paid over and over and over again for the work that you did one time in the past. Yeah. It's really cool. I did not learn about that in school. They should have taught me that in school, but they didn't. Right? I had to go somewhere else to learn about that. It's crazy. For the record, our schools just teach us to get jobs and work for other people. Just for the record. And that's okay. I'm just saying, that's what they do. Bonuses and incentives. So let's talk about this real quick. The first way we get paid is the work that we individually do. And that's what this column is right here. All right? So these numbers represent when someone goes to your website and buys both of those memberships. You guys follow me? So if someone only gets one of the memberships, these are divided in half. You follow me? Cool, cool. So as an associate, when you're brand new, when you protect, see, when I first started, I got my mom. I knew that was, it wouldn't matter if it was Girl Scout cookies. I needed some confidence. I needed to get one on the board. You know, so I said, Mom, I need your credit card number. I know you don't have a will, etc. So she supported me. She still has it to this day. So that's what I did when I was brand new and made $60. All right. Now you move up this ladder here. The more you move up, the more families you protect, the more LegalShield is going to front you in cash. All right. They're a cash-rich company, guys. They have so much money, it's ridiculous. When I went up to the home office, I think it was early last year, I went up to the home office just to sit in there. I was one of the guys that was asked to come and sit and discuss some important things with some of the C-level executives, okay? And the cool thing was they explained to us they're so cash rich after they paid out over $100 million to their representatives. In 2017, they had an extra $42 million left over that nobody earned. All right, it's crazy to think about that. All the money that LegalShield has. So that's why they front us cash. This is called an advance. They don't do it at your job, unfortunately. Very rarely they don't give advances, but at LegalShield they give advances. When you protect a family, LegalShield's going to front you some money because people keep this thing forever. It's a good thing. Director is permanent. That's why I left that up there. Sorry, I almost forgot. Director is permanent, which means You can work and get up to this pay level, and you could walk away for 6 months and come back. As long as you remain a member, you can still get paid as a director. It's pretty incredible. You can come back, protect a family for $49.90, and the next day you'll get deposited $190. LegalShield deposits Monday through Friday. Anytime you put something in, within 48 hours, it's in the bank. All right? There's not a lot of companies that do that. And then you have these 2 ranks up here that are monthly quotas. All right? So if you really want to work hard and go full time, this is the type of income you can make per sale. So that's the first way we get paid. And like I said, if you do this well, you're going to attract people. People are going to want to do this too. We've got an easy, duplicatable system that we train people. All right? There's no rocket science in what we do here. All right? My first 6 months in this, it's not like I came and I was explaining this to people and I made a bunch of money. My first 6 months, all I did was I invited. Just like you got invited, I was heard. My first 6 months, I never presented anything. All I did was bring people out and let them see it for themselves, because that's way easier than trying to explain this, you know? So, whenever you start a team, you can make overrides. Here's a great example, all right? Belinda, right? Yeah. Belinda, let's say you're a manager, all right? Everyone give Belinda a hand. Manager. That's a great way to do it. All right? When I first hit manager, I was working my job 40 hours a week, and on my lunch break, I would set up an appointment and show someone LegalShield and make $140 on my lunch break, which is basically almost double what I would have made at work that day. Okay? Pretty cool. Manager's not bad income, is it? Not bad. So let's say you show this to me, and I'm like, Belinda, this is great. I want to get started. I know some people, I know at least 10 people that need this. And you're like, okay, great. Like, I'm excited. I got someone on my team. And I go out and I protect my mom and I make $60. Since you brought me in, and since you're ahead of me, because if we were tied, you wouldn't make any money off me. All right? LegalShield has a nice competitive playing field. All right? It's not like you get in first and you make all the money. That's a pipe dream that doesn't exist. All right? But since you're a manager and you brought me in, let's say I protected my mom and I got paid $60, you got paid the difference in rank in the override. So there's $20 and $20 there for you every time I make that sale. So I made $60 for telling my mom about this, and you got $40, and you're like, where did that come from? It's like, oh, Sean made a sale yesterday. Yes! You see what I'm saying? You imagine if you had 20 people doing that. Okay? All right, so that's pretty cool. That's the second way we get paid. All right? Pretty incredible stuff. If someone passes you, you're not going to make money off that, just so you guys know. It's a level playing field. It's pretty cool. So, the power of leverage. They didn't teach this to me in school, but let's say you want to work at this really hard. This isn't easy, okay? This takes hard work. But let's say over time you found 30 people that said, hey, I can get passionate about this. Hey, I can pay my bills with this. You know, I like protecting people with LegalShield. I like sharing, okay? So, let's say you found 30 people that wanted to do that, and they committed to protecting 5 families every month. I just want y'all to do the math, all right? 5 families every month from 30 people is 150 families that are protected with LegalShield, brand new, every single month. Can you imagine? That's a good business. 150 new families that your business protects because of the organization that you built. Anybody can do this. It doesn't take any type of education or anything. It just takes burning desire, being coachable, and being willing to work. That's what it takes. So, check out the income. That's a lot of value. 150 families protected is going to average around $7,500 a month. I got mad 3 years ago when I saw that because it was outside of my belief that I could make that much money. I didn't believe that that was possible for me. So I was the guy that had my arms crossed at this part of the event because I was like, that's not real. They're not actually paying that. Okay? Just so you guys know, my best month in LegalShield has been just a little north of 10 grand. All right? That's one of a huge month for me. Okay? It's pretty cool. So, not only did it over-deliver, but it changed my mindset forever. Right? It changed my mindset forever of what's possible and what the type of life that my family can live. Pretty cool stuff, right? When that flip switches in your mind, it's pretty amazing. So, residual income, this is we get paid for work over and over again you did in the past. So this is how this works. Just like you pay your car insurance every month, I guarantee the guy that sold it to you is getting a residual check. He's getting a part of that paycheck of your car insurance every month, all right? That's why he got into that type of work. LegalShield says we're going to do the same thing. Read this very carefully. You get paid a percentage on every member you and your team signs up for the life of the membership. So what they're going to do is you create a new customer, they're going to front you some cash. For that whole first year, you got fronted cash. Right? Once the 13th month kicks in, once my mom kept her membership for the 13th month, now I started to get a residual, a percentage of that $50 a month she was paying. Now Now imagine if you had a couple hundred people, maybe 1,000 people, that you were earning $2 to $3, $4 a month off of every single month, because they kept this long term. Not everybody keeps it long term, but a good portion do, right? Around 70–80% have kept this. Pretty cool. The company has really good retention. So, how much to get started? It costs to be the boss, but it doesn't cost that much. All right. So check me out here. I had a friend that got started at Olive Garden, and he went and bought non-slip shoes, black slacks, a couple black polos, and filled his car with gas, and he spent about $120 for Olive Garden. That's $2.35 an hour plus tips. All right. You see what I'm saying? So it costs to make money, no matter if it's a job or if it's a business. The cool thing about LegalShield is they've disrupted this. Most people would love to have their own salon, their own food truck, their own restaurant, their own store, their own business, but they don't have $100 grand. They don't have $500,000 to start the Subway. You see what I'm saying? So now this provides anybody an opportunity. I think I've heard, what is it? 420 is a 10, a 5, and 5 ones is that? To get started in this, it's crazy. Yeah. It's crazy. So me personally, when someone showed me this, I didn't have it. I didn't have $99. I said, you got to give me a day. You know, I treated it as if someone pulled a Ferrari outside. It's like, you want this Ferrari? And I was like, well, how much is it? It's $99, but only today. You know what I mean? Like, that's how I treated it, because I wasn't going to let the lack of $99 stop me from, improving my life. So I'm going to touch on this real quick so you can understand some of the quick money you can make. Mad Streak, something they came out with, making a difference. So check this out. Become engaged when you get started and enroll one membership in a month. All right? They'll give you a $25 bonus on top of that commission I just showed you. It's pretty cool. I had a brand new guy, that walks dogs. All right? His first week, he showed it to one of his friends. His friend thought it was cool. He came out to our meeting on Tuesday night in Raleigh. And at that meeting, he bought the membership. He was like, business, I don't know about it, but I need the membership. He bought it. And so Lucas got paid a commission. And he was like, man, why did I get $25 extra? I was like, that was your Mad Streak bonus. If you do this within your first 20 days, they'll throw an extra $25. All right? Let's say you get an associate after that. They'll give you $25 plus a commission for that too. Pretty cool stuff. So, really brief. Enroll a member, earn $60 in commission plus 25. All right, that's 85. Recruit your first associate. They're going to buy a membership too, because you have to have a membership if you want to do the business. You're going to make another 60, so that's 120 plus that, 45 plus that. I'm not good at math. That's like $170, right? And then you enroll one more member, and you get that another $60 commission. So you do 1, 2, and 3 within your first 20 days, and you're going to get this level of bonus. You get all of that plus a level of bonus, and it's like $410. Right? My wife's not in here right now, but we met because of LegalShield. All right? A guy that I recruited who was my server at Waffle House, 3 months later, since he went to high school with her, recruited her into the business. My best friend and roommate, Nick Odom, took a 3-way call for her and signed her up. And then I had to speak in Charlotte, where she was living close by and to go speak. And that's where I met my wife. It's because of LegalShield. And her first week, she made an extra $500 because of this type of stuff. Okay? And so that was cool, right? Because she didn't know anything, and she was just plugging people into the information. And understand, if you want to get excited about this, if you make $400 your first week, part-time, just showing people this app, you're going to be excited. It's going to be easy to be like, hey, have you heard of LegalShield? If you haven't, look, this was my deposit after my first week. And they're going, oh, you made $400? Let me take a look at that. So this is important to make a good check really quickly. So then you can share that with people. You got to have that story. My wife still uses her first week story today. She's been in for like almost 2 years. When people ask her about it, she'll be like, my first week I made $500. You should check it out. Right? That's a good story, right? Cool. So, here's step 2. After you do that, all right, so this is what you just did. So the next goal after you do that is to find 3 people who want to make that as well. All right? Help 3 people through the process you just did. So check me out. 9 memberships, all right, so your team's going to do about 9, so 9 overrides is going to be around $180 for you, plus this is on top of this. All right? Match Streak. All right, you're going to get matching bonuses for all the new people that come on your team and earn a match streak. LegalShield will match you just because you brought them in. Pretty cool stuff. And when they level up and they each earn that $180 for doing this in 20 days, they also match you for being the recruiter. They'll match you 100% for what your recruit just did. All right, that's a lot of numbers. Don't get confused. Just look at the purple. That's what I say. Just look at the purple, and you'll get it. All right, so 870 plus 410, and this is our system. We teach people how to get their first 3 customers, and 1 out of those 3 to become an associate. We rinse and repeat that all day long. All right, so 410 plus 870, that's a $1,200 a month with LegalShield, just by helping yourself get a bonus and helping 3 other people duplicate what you just did. All right, we do this. We're starting to do this with our hands tied behind our back, guys, because it's a system. Right? It's not like we're working hard and we're putting in labor. We're communicating and we're putting people into a river. That's how easy it is. Imagine just having to put people on a float into a river, and the river is going to carry them down. And that's what LegalShield does. They provide a stream. They provide this system, this river that you can plug people into so you can start making this money. So if you perform, you can be in the Performance Club. There's great bonuses, all right? There's freedom bonuses from doing this consecutively. And every year we take 2 trips. Did anybody else go to Vegas in here? I got to go to Las Vegas in January. You got to go? Oh, I thought you should have went. You'll be at some. All right, so listen, airfare plus 2, a hotel at the MGM, service delayed tickets, like $150 prepaid card waiting for me in the hotel room. LegalShield hooked it up. All right, I've been on an all-inclusive trip to Cancun with LegalShield too. So, Performance Club's pretty incredible if you work hard. All right, so if you're wondering, hey, this is something I want to do, like how is it that I could get started? Like what is the process? Okay, the process is understanding how to share tools and events with the people in your network. All right, the process isn't trying to convince somebody they need to buy LegalShield. I didn't sign up for that. I didn't sign up for this to convince people to buy this. I never convince people to buy this. If people are like, man, this is blah, 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 this doesn't work, and I'm like, listen, okay, that's fine. We got millions of people using this, okay? But tools and events is how I did it. So my first 6 months, I was doing it part-time. When I say part-time, I mean like 3 or 4 hours a week, mostly on Wednesdays, because Wednesdays was my day to do LegalShield stuff. So in my first 6 months, I was very part-time, and I made an extra $15,000. It's not a lot of money, but just understand that my $10 an hour job, I was going to make less than $15,000 after taxes that whole year. So the fact that I made 15 my first 6 months of LegalShield, that really opened my mind. That changed my life. All right, I was able to buy a car. Her name is LaShonda, the Honda. I put 100,000 miles on LaShonda since I've started LegalShield. So I'm blessed for that 15 grand. It's not a lot of money, right? But it changed my life.
Yes.
You follow me? All right, and I did that. I didn't present. Those first 6 months, I did not explain LegalShield. It was, hey, listen, I got a smartphone app. You have to check it out. What is it? I don't have time to explain it to you, but I'm going to send you something, and you're going to get back to me, right? Because I had to do that to like 200 people very quickly. I didn't have time to have these conversations and explain it to people, right? So that's what I did. You've got these awesome tools where you can send stuff. So LegalShield Advantage, they let you have this for free your first month. I suggest you take advantage of it so you can make that extra $1,200, and you don't have to pay out of pocket every month for all these tools. So this is our only overhead for the business. All right, it's optional, but I like to say it's like shoes are optional. You didn't have to wear shoes. You didn't have to wear shoes today, but everyone did because it's completely reasonable. So that's how LegalShield Advantage is. So this is how it works. It's like, hey, I'll share this with people and be like, well, listen, what do you do? Look, we have a unique smartphone app. We've created the Uber for law firms. Look, let me send you some info. And I can go into my app, and I can send a professional resource. It's got my name and my picture on it and a little funnel where they can watch a video, go and buy and subscribe to the app, and it's all connected to my account. All right? These are professional tools. If you have a business and you want something like this, be prepared to be paying around $1,200, $1,300 a month for this type of stuff, for a regular business. So LegalShield looks it up. So we don't invite people to this to get their opinion, whether it's a good idea. All right, I got to posture up and be bold. I got to be bold because we know this is a good idea. You know what I mean? I don't listen to people who tell me that LegalShield thing doesn't work because this is how I pay my bills. Okay, so they can't tell me that even if they believe it. So the track record's proven. There's over 400 people today that make 6 figures in LegalShield every year. That's a pretty good track record for a company. I don't see a lot of companies who are like, oh, we employ over 400 people that make over $100,000. No, they don't. People don't do that. All right. But check this out. Over 200 people making 50 grand a year. All right? Over 200 people have earned over $1 million in LegalShield. The people that got me involved are working on like their 4th or 5th million right now. Right? And they're a 3rd generation attorney. They were attorneys. They sold their law firms when they saw this. Why would you practice law when this exists, you know? So, pretty cool. Track record's proven. I like to say, I forgot the number, it's over 40,000 people are making residual income with LegalShield right now. There's over 40,000 active accounts with LegalShield. You know, it might be $30,000 a month, it might be an extra $200 a month, right? But there's over 40,000 people that are receiving that with LegalShield. That's unheard of, guys. You don't see stuff like that. Okay, so here's the business. Here's the benefits. For me personally, I love telling people I'm a stay-at-home dad, I'm a stay-at-home husband, and a stay-at-home entrepreneur. All right. People think deadbeat when they hear that, but they don't understand what we do. You know what I mean? You're like, oh, I'm a stay-at-home dad. Yeah, the woman does all the work. It's like, no. So pretty cool stuff. Opportunity to create upfront money and back-end money. You know, you have bills every month. So shouldn't you set something up that can pay those bills every month, whether you get out of bed or not? That's a real thing. So most people go day to day getting jobs, and they don't know that's a real thing. You know, I had a bunch of friends that work with me now. They didn't know that was possible until I told them. You know, so tax advantages are ridiculous. Listen, guys, my business has not profited in 3 years. People are like, what? It's like, no, you don't understand. The tax advantages are amazing. So all my expenses, I can write that off against my income and show a loss, all right? A lot of people might not understand that right away, but there's huge advantages to that. People crank up, like, business hasn't profited in 3 years. Like, no, I'm good at my paperwork. Pretty cool stuff. So, the personal development is amazing, guys. I've grown so much from before LegalShield. It's unimaginable. Like, we can talk about that for hours, just the type of person I've become because of the people that you get around, all right? So, do we have any testimonials, or we're going through it, or what? Cool, so if you're going to ask to share a testimonial, come up really quick, 30 seconds, name, background, and what LegalShield means to you, and y'all give them a round of applause.
My name is Susan Howard from Burgaw. I was secretary in the family nursery business for a number of years. Let's see, in the 1990s, I persuaded my mother, talked to my mother about this. She wasn't interested in the legal plan, but she wanted the ID theft. A few months later, my daddy became interested in the LegalShield when he became dissatisfied with his attorney, but he wasn't interested in the ID theft. Fortunately, since ID Shield, the membership covers, the spouse. A few months later, when my mother, thought she looked both ways, didn't see anybody, but somebody was gone. So the wreck was her fault. She got the ticket, but LegalShield took care of it, and she didn't. The insurance company never knew.
I just, about 6 months ago, retired from 30 years with the Department of Defense, and the last 17 years of that was working in the identity management space. So at the time when the Office of Personnel Management lost all of our personnel records, including our security information, fingerprints, all of that background information on both myself and my husband, because he's retired military, we were looking for identity theft protection, because we were in the middle of trying to get a house built down here in the Southport area, actually, because we were executing my retirement plan to come here. So I had friends at church, and that's how they introduced us to the ID Shield product, and then they said, but let's look at the legal ramifications of that, so they shared LegalShield services also. And my husband sitting in North Carolina, and I was sitting in Virginia, and he said, this is a no-brainer, I'm going to sign this up tonight. I'm like, wow, okay, that's the fastest decision we've ever made. And about 6 months later, I was sitting with that couple again, and well, not even 6 months, and I said, there are so many people that work in the building that I work in that need to know about this. And they said, well, would you like to know how to get paid to refer those people? I'm like, well, sure, tell me more. You haven't misled me yet. And almost 3 years later, I'm an associate. So
amazing.
It's great.
Hi, I'm Marley Johnson. I am a pastor here in the city of Warsaw Christ Church. I've been in LegalShield for about 15 years or so. I had to think about which testimony to use, but I really feel led to use the testimony of the benefits of LegalShield. It also has the business package. and I signed my church up for our business package. Our church outgrew the location we were at, and we were moving to another location. We had an alarm system that we forgot the verbal password to. So we wanted to get our alarm system moved, and they told us that we could not get it moved because we didn't have the verbal password. I asked them, can I provide any other information? They told me no. It took about 2 weeks, and they told me that they would continue to charge my account. And if I stopped the payment, that they would sue me. So I said, well, this is not a threat to you. This is for real. I'm going to have my attorneys give you a call, and I don't have to pay for my attorneys. I have a LegalShield. As soon as I mentioned that I had a LegalShield, they said, wait, that's not necessary. We'll be there tomorrow at 1 o'clock. 2 weeks before I said I had LegalShield. They were there the next day at 1 o'clock. They moved my service without me knowing my verbal password, and they gave me 2 cameras for free for my sanctuary because they did not want me to call my attorneys. And so I am I'm an associate with LegalShield now, and it's providing me the income to come off my job to attend to my congregation.
So, I mean, when you introduce your attorney into an equation, the company now has to make a fiscal decision. You know what I mean? They're making a money decision, not just, oh, I'm trying to get what I can from this person. Now they're like, oh, okay, so they're using attorneys now. Anytime a company has attorneys get involved, they have to use theirs, guys. And that costs them money. So then they don't want to mess with you, okay? Pretty cool stuff. Pretty cool stuff. So, I love it. That was really good. So, we're done. All right, guys, here's the action steps. If you don't have LegalShield on your phone, don't go another day without it. All right, guys, we're huge advocates of this. The only reason why our business works is because we protect members. All right? When an associate pays $99 and signs up, guess what? There's no commissions paid on that $99. That's between y'all and the company you're starting a business. It's when you buy your membership, that's when we get paid. So, that's what matters. Okay, guys? When you become a customer and you understand how to use this. So, here's why I highly advise you to enroll in the benefits. And the very first thing this week is stack your usage. Stack your usage means, there's a document in the back called 101 Reasons. This is my favorite for all my brand new members and associates. Because we can read through these and we can find out, some of the most common ways that you can call your law firm this week. The reason why, you might not need to, but we can find a reason why you can call them. Even if it's just getting your will done, all right? You need to call that $1 million law firm and feel the power. You need to call the front desk. Let them know who you are. Let them welcome you as a new member. Get on the phone with an attorney. See how fast it is and see how real it is. So that's step one. Become a member and use this, because if you don't use it, it's going to be hard to share it. You know what I mean? What kind of phone do you have? Android or Apple?
Apple.
Can you imagine trying to get someone to fall in love with an Android? Because you don't use it. You see what I'm saying? Cool, right? So get this membership and use it. All right. Get your ID Shield. It's fun to set up ID Shield. Get all your stuff plugged into that. Part 2. If you become an associate, let us know. Let us know. Hey, I want to start right away. All right. Or hey, I've got some questions. Or hey, this isn't for me. Let us know. It's take it or leave it, guys. We're sorting through people. We're not convincing people. All right. If you see what we see and you want to become an associate, get trained, all right? We have amazing training programs. We have an amazing event schedule all throughout the state of North Carolina. We're one of the best in the country, guys, when it comes to LegalShield. So get trained, get paid and promoted so you can have that story that you can go out and share with people, in times to come. So I'm wrapping up, but do you want me to make any announcements?